Every iteration of the Focus ST has been great. You'll come across a lot of think pieces online on how the Mark X is not as good as the Mark Y, but they're both way better than the Mark Z. All peripheral chatter in my opinion. They were all great at the time of coming to market and more than held their own against their competitors. The latest generation, the Mark IV, is no different. It is, by all accounts, a great car. But there is one legendary Ford tuning company who think they know better. This is the new Ford Focus ST M365 by Essex-based Ford specialists Mountune. In my circles, David Mountain and his team have achieved somewhat of a legendary status, what with having spent the last 40 years building engines and performance parts for WRC, BTCC, World Rallycross, you name it. So to be honest, if they told me that they had come up with a floor mat that increases the performance of your car, I'd be all ears. So I'm very curious to see what they've done with this. Now, I don't know about you, but where I'm from, the Mark I Focus RS wasn't really an option at the time it came out. So what do you do in that situation? Well, you get the next best thing, and you start to tinker.
The Focus ST 170 was a brilliant car. I unfortunately never got to own one on the road, but it was an aspirational car for my younger self. Luckily, I did get to race one a few years later, and it did not disappoint. It had one of the most sorted chassis in its segment, which more than made up for the only okay engine, which actually became more than okay once you started tweaking a few things and put the car on a bit of a diet. One of the more fun cars I've driven on track, to be honest.
Be kind to bugs. Kill them with an ST 170.
Nowadays, we're facing a bit of a similar issue. Ford have publicly stated that they will not be developing another Ford Focus RS. So, what do you do in that situation? Well, you get the next best thing, and you start to tinker.
Mountune's recipe to level up the Focus ST is simple. You combine their high flow air filter, high flow down pipe, and sports GPF, flash the whole thing yourself using their Bluetooth OBD and Smart Flash app on your phone, and voila! For a smidge over £1,800, you now have at your disposal an extra 84 brake horsepower from the 2.3 litre 4-cylinder turbo engine, that's 360 brake horsepower versus the original 276, and a very healthy 413 pound-foot of torque, 100 plus from the already lofty 310 in the standard car.
If you're into modifying your cars, 1,800 quid for all this is not a bad investment. It does, however, become a terrible investment if all you're going to do is park and shine it. So at least have the decency to take it out on a track and make the most of it, because if you don't, trust me, you'll be missing out. I gotta say, the torque is quite something. I mean, the extra 80 brake horsepower, of course, you can feel it, it's there, but the extra 100 pound-foot of torque, it's so much more than what the numbers would have you think. It feels more. And I was a bit worried, I confess, because adding that much more torque to a car that is already quite torque-steery, I didn't know if it was going to be a good idea, but Mountune were right. The E-Diff can absolutely take it. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course, it's still very torque-steery, but it's nothing you can't work out with a bit of throttle modulation. All this extra power and torque have brought it a little bit closer to your A45 AMGs, your Golf Rs, your RS3s, all those of course being four-wheel drive, so they've deviated a bit from the original hot hatch formula. This one, however, is still front-wheel drive, which means lift-off awkward skids.
Although we're here to try out this M365 performance package, this particular press card does have some extra Mountune bits that, whilst not super over the top, do make it stand out a bit more, like lowering springs that bring it 20mm closer to the ground at the front and 25mm at the rear, beautiful 19-inch Mountune spec OZ racing wheels, groove discs and performance pads, a short shift arm that reduces the throw by 20%, and a gear knob that, to be honest, is just perfect. Cosmetically, the rear spoiler extensions, side splash graphics and mud flaps are not really my cup of coffee, but again, I feel that if you're at least in part responsible for this, You have every right to flaunt your heritage. Of course, forget about these add-ons for a second, and much like that original ST170, this is a very, very understated car. I feel the Mark II and Mark III stood out a bit more, maybe thanks in part to their seemingly bulgier wheel arches or perhaps their garish launch colours. Honestly, if I was to cover that ST badge at the front, you'd be forgiven for wondering what the hell I'm doing throwing a 1-litre EcoBoost around the track.
It's all very uneventful in the cockpit as well. If it wasn't for this S and this T on the steering wheel and on the seats, you wouldn't even know what model you're in. And if you flick through the modes, let's say go from normal mode to sport or even to track, if you keep your eye on the dash, you'll notice that absolutely nothing changes. Not even some red details or anything like that. It's exactly the same. You do get this little tiny little shift light there when you hit 7,000 revs on the bottom corner there, but it's just so you can barely see it out of your peripheral vision. It's just the cutest, tiniest little shift light almost going, hey, you know, it's kind of time to change gear now. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, it's no problem, just letting you know, but you know, if you do, that'd be great. It's, yeah, hardly commanding, hardly racy. In normal mode, it's actually not that loud. I mean, picture this, you're on your way to tracks at Silverstone in sport mode, driving while obnoxious. You spot a police car in the distance, normal mode, nothing, nothing, nothing. Police car goes by, sport mode, obnoxious again.
So, it's a fast Ford that you could live with on a day-to-day basis. Also is a standard Focus ST, you could argue quite rightly. And for the 32-ish thousand pounds this would cost you, you could probably pick up a decent used RS if that's what you're really intent on. As for aficionados themselves, I don't think Mountune would resent you for that one bit. For those who elect to own the ST, however, the M365 kit is here, with a promise of a more enjoyable driving experience over the standard model. Does it deliver on that promise?
In my opinion, yes. This is an incredibly fun car to drive. They've managed to make a better car out of the Focus ST almost within the OEM parameters pretty much. Of course, you could stick 3 turbos on it and make it way, way stiffer, but you then start detracting from the car it is, which is a good old textbook front-wheel drive hot hatch. Thank you very much indeed for watching that video. If you did enjoy it, obviously feel free to get involved in the comment section below. Whilst you're there, why not give us a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Obviously turn all the notifications on, the bell, set an alarm, get a Carfection tattoo, take a picture, tag us in it. We're at Carfection Films on Instagram and at Carfection everywhere else, and I am at Jorge Calado Racing on Instagram as well. We'll catch you on the next one.